Thank you. Same with me. Todd?
Thanks for letting me be brief this morning. Thank you. My name is Todd McGreevy. First thing I want to talk about is this petition identity concern citizens for petition for board action regarding searchable documentation at the county website. Now, I'm here both to learn and to recommend. I could be wrong in all this, but what's happening is when you go to the website and you look up the attachments for the agenda packets, the agenda that's posted there is not searchable. It's an image document. The agenda on the other side, where all the agendas are before the collateral is added to it, that is an actual PDF that is searchable that I'm referring to in this document. So when you get things like memos from the different staff divisions and so forth, and resolutions and contracts and so forth that get added as part of your agenda packets, those are not searchable by the public or by you. What I'm trying to ask for is more transparency and more ease of use for the public to be able to look at these things. And so I tried to formalize it for you instead of coming up here and complaining about it. I put it in writing, so hopefully you guys can all take a look at it and see what you think. You know, if by some miracle you can move on by this Thursday, that'd be fabulous. But you know, hopefully it's self-explanatory. The other little nuances is that the file naming that you guys use, that the staff uses on the enclosures, they're not dated. The file name says fe-4.pdf. So if you're trying to search for a particular attachment or enclosure that goes with a particular issue, you don't know what day or year it's associated with, nor do you know which matter it's about. So it would help if there was a little more what's called meta on the file names. And then lastly, this resolution talks about in your directories. This gets a little technical, but the directory folders actually have spaces in them, which is actually it's hard to have external links of files that have spaces in the directory names. You should use underlines or dashes. All right, it's just really longish, but it would help with search engine readability and so forth out there when people try and link back to your site. All right, so please consider this. You know, if you can make a move today to make it so, great. Maybe it's the next cycle, but it's pretty innocuous and it doesn't cost. It should save you money actually, and it should help the public know more about what happens in the county government. Thank you for listening to that. And then just a couple quick comments about this upcoming public hearing on smart planning. It was fairly providential this morning that the meeting was moved to 9 because Mr. Hugh was here this morning and Diana were here this morning at 8. Nobody else was here, so we had a chance to chat for a little bit. And one of the things I think is critical to understand is that there's a little difference of opinion between Tim and I regarding what you're actually adopting. In my opinion, 18B, the code 18B is what you're actually adding to the comprehensive plan. Tim will say that no, we're only adopting the principles listed in 18B. But if you actually read the public notice that was published in the newspapers, it cites that you're adopting 18B. In section 1 of the resolution actually was signed on Thursday, in the very first sentence it cites 18B. Now, and you know, I encourage you to go read 18B. One of the first things under collaboration, it states governmental, community, and individual stakeholders, including those outside the jurisdiction of the entity, are encouraged to be involved and provide comment during deliberation, planning, zoning, development, resource management decisions, and during the implementation of such decisions. So the way I read that is that we are opening the door to have outside jurisdiction have influence and control of this body. I had a brief conversation with Supervisor Minard about this, and he brought up an interesting point, which I think helps explain the nuances here. We want to be regional, yes, I agree. We're a region. We want to partner with my state. I'm all about that. I've served on many boards and commissions in this region. But Larry brought up again, hey, we have a lobbyist that we help pay for that goes to DC every year. I've been on those lobbying trips. I've been there with the Chamber of Commerce. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, we do help pay for that to help keep our search out. That's an example of regionalism. I agree with that. But what I think you're opening the door to here is you're opening the door to levying taxes to cede authority to a regional council of government. That is what this is, the door you guys are opening. All right? There's a difference between collaborating and understanding where flood maps are and using resources and staff that we already pay for with our taxes, all right? And making sure we're all on the same page about our resources. Than it is to slowly do the project creep of adopting these smart planning principles that open the door for a council of governments where there is going to be more taxes levied on this community to fund that new body. I really want you to pay attention to that. You really open the door to that, and it's important. So I would encourage you to consider adding a portion to this resolution I'm asking you to vote on Thursday that precludes that from happening. Put your stamp, put this county's board's stamp on that resolution. It says this in no way will allow us to cede authority and or encourage or allow for future levies to support council of governments. Let's get it out on the table now. Let's not wait forever. All right? Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Any other items? Okay. None?
I think we probably could get a closed session
Closed
done
session?
and then go up to the budget meeting.
Good.
I move for a closed session and for the purposes of regular negotiations.
Second. Then moved and seconded to closed session. All in favor? Aye.
Technically, it requires a roll call.
Roll call, please.
Minard.
Yes.
Senator Brooks.
Yes.
Cusack. Bernhardt.
Yes.
Hancock.
Aye.